I'm meeting a fellow Freemason here in London who says he has a potential clue to the case steps away from Doyle's front door.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle actually lived in this street for a while.
So here is where he wrote a lot of his Sherlock Holmes mysteries, right?
Yeah, and he lived here in 1891 for about a year or so. He practiced medicine and didn't work out, so he went on to bigger and better things in the literary world.
Well, I see a sign that says Sherlock Muse. Is that what I'm looking for?
Sherlock Muse. Well, Baker Street is just down there. You've probably heard of 221B.
221B Baker Street is Sherlock Holmes' fictional home, where he would have met with his partner, Dr. Watson, a character Doyle created based on a brother from his Freemasonic lodge. And there's something incredible on the intersection with Baker Street.
I'm ready. Where is it?
Straight down there.
Well, that's a cross carved into the curbstone. I'm going to take a look at this. I have a handy flashlight here. It's quite weathered.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like a Jerusalem cross.
Jerusalem cross, yeah, that's right, yeah. There's plenty of these listed around this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the significance?
Well, they're called the London curbstones, and no one really knows the purpose. It's a bit of a mystery.
This has got to be probably at least a century old. My first thought is that the people that put these in probably were stonemasons.
Yeah.
Maybe they used the ancient tradition of stonemasons where they would mark their stones.
As a Freemason, I often get the question, are stonemasons and Freemasons the same thing? The answer is no, but there is a link. Stonemasons are laborers who craft things from rough stone and often mark their work with distinct symbols. Freemasons are just a social brotherhood, but they use some of the same symbols the stonemasons use to represent principles and ideals.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's two right there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your cluster going.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this. 2 X's? And they have dots right here, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
In Freemasonry, the X stands for transformation, but it's the V symbols carved into one of the curbs I'm interested in. Over time, a V has been used to symbolize many things. The number 5, or V for victory, as in Winston Churchill's famous World War II campaign. But for certain esoteric Freemasons, it is an ancient symbol that stands for the reverence of women. A set of double V shapes appear on the curbstones and on the face of Ripper victim Catherine Eddowes. As a Freemason, Doyle would have had knowledge of all these symbols and more.
So what do you think this all means, these carvings?
Well, it could be a number of things, but there is one place that I'd like to take you now.
Okay.
That might reveal the answer.
All right, let's go. Right here.
There's one right there, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another Jerusalem cross.
Okay. There's another one right
There's
there.
another.
That's 2 in
There's
here.
another, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Well, this is almost like a breadcrumb trail.
And I can't believe where it leads. Straight to Freemasonic headquarters.
Are you telling me that these symbols led us to the United Grand Lodge of England?
When I look up from the mysterious curb carvings, I realize I'm staring at a place Arthur Conan Doyle likely would have known well, the oldest Masonic Grand Lodge in the world.
These symbols led us right here to the Grand Lodge. Imagine that.
Right to the front door.
Amazing coincidence, but maybe not a coincidence.
Yeah, well, fascinating, really.
These carvings, you know, when I look at them, maybe a little over a century.
Yeah, late 19th century, early 20th century, something like that.
If we do go back that far, this is about the time of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, that's right.
I asked the Grand Lodge what its position is on the curbstones and Doyle, and they would only give me their response in writing. They're sticking to the stonemason versus the Freemason theory for who carved the stones. But what intrigues me more is this statement. There is very little documentary evidence relating to Conan Doyle, despite there being careful record-keeping by his lodge. To me, I think there is no question he was not an active Mason or was in poor standing. And the fact that he became a Freemason the year before the Ripper killings and fell off the radar the year after seems suspicious.
There are people who believe that the Freemasons were involved in the Jack the Ripper killings. I mean, do you think that's a possibility? A rogue guy, perhaps?
A rogue guy, a rogue loner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about evidence at the end of the day.
One piece of key evidence to consider is whether Freemason Arthur Conan Doyle looked anything like the Ripper suspect who walked these streets.